Hi, welcome to Janet's Traditional Jamaican Cooking. Now on tonight's menu we have, oh, it's kind of scary for some, but on tonight's menu is chicken foot soup. This is one of our favorite soups. The way how chicken foot soup is cooked is the same way how you would do chicken noodle soup, and this soup will be cooked from scratch. So I have my chicken feet and a few pieces of chicken, like little niblets. I have some people in my home doing some renovation, and I'm gonna have them as testers. Some has had chicken feet, some hasn't, and for those that have never had chicken feet, I had some chicken pieces. I will be having chicken pieces in the soup for them so they can move the feet out the way as they're eating the soup. So I have the toes all cut off, and the chicken feet is in the water waiting to be put in the pot. Then, oh, let me move my feet out the way. Then, oh, pumpkin. So in the soup we'll be having the Jamaican style pumpkin, some turnip, a piece of yellow yam, cocoa. You cannot have Jamaican soup, especially chicken noodle soup, without some chocho. So I'll be putting chocho in mine, and a piece of white yam. I have my flour that I'll be making the dough for the dumpling, and fresh thyme, scallion, and pimento seed. And at the end of the soup, just to add some flavoring, every Jamaican household carries these, the Grace chicken noodle flavor soup, and also the pumpkin soup to help with the coloring and flavoring. So, alright, so while I'm waiting on the water to boil, I put about a teaspoon of salt in. I want to say this is about 1.5 pounds of flour. I'm going to add my water. You don't want to add too much water at the same time, because you want to make sure that the dough for the boiled dumpling doesn't come out too pasty. That I need. And the reason why I'm doing this first before I do make those to peel the food to put in the pot is so that this dumpling can sit and soak. So let me go ahead, finish making this dough, and I'll come back and show you all how to make the dumpling for the soup. Alright, let me go ahead and prep the yellow yam. So this yam, look at it, almost a waste of money. So I'm gonna find myself cutting off more of the yam than I was hoping. It also seems like it's pretty dry. Now, the thing with Jamaican yellow yam, you have to be careful that as you're peeling the yam, it only touches the center of your hand, not on your skin, because it itches. It itches like poison ivy. So okay, so while the water is on the fire boiling, I should have had this prep, but unfortunately I don't. One of the things that you want to do, let me go ahead and get this over with, is as you're making the Jamaican soup, you want to put your pumpkin in so the pumpkin can boil and also help to start bringing coloring to your pot. So let me go ahead, put this pumpkin in, and continue prepping the food, and I'll be back. You want to take out the center. Make sure you peel the skin. Have a sharp knife. Some pumpkins I noticed that the skin, sorry y'all. Some pumpkins I noticed that the skin is harder to peel off. Fortunately, this pumpkin is an easy peel. So when you're done, you want your pumpkin to look clean like this. Okay. So I'm putting the chicken foot on the, I already put the cut up pumpkins in the water. I'm putting in the chicken foot and the cut up pieces of chicken. I'm gonna let those boil together so the juice in the soup get the flavoring of the chicken foot and the chicken. So let that continue boiling. All right, now I'm seasoning the pot. I have the chicken foot, the chicken pieces, the pumpkin boiling. I said let me go ahead and put some thyme in. About 6 pimento seeds crushed. Let that continue boiling. Let me get a spoon to stir this pot. All right, I promise today no more heavy knocking of the spoon. Thanks, Auntie Rosie. All right, let me cover back the pot. Make that continue boiling. I'll come back and check on it within the next half an hour to see how it's coming along, and then we'll take it from there. All right, it's been half an hour. Look at the color. This is the color that I'm looking for. So now that I got the coloring that I'm looking for, and I also don't want to make sure that the chicken foot gets overcooked, what I'm going to do is start making the dough, not making the dough, but making the spinners for the soup. Now the spinners is the flour dough that I made for boiled dumplings, but when I make soup I always like to make the spinners. So I'll be showing you guys how I'm making the spinners, putting it in the pot, then add the rest of the food, and after I add the rest of the food, let the soup continue to cook for another half an hour, and then we'll take it from there. Making the spinners. Grab a piece of dough, roll it in between your hands. Don't want to make them too big because for some reason I don't like when my food is so the spinners them they now this soup, see how them look. So now I'm going to go ahead and add in the food and cover up back the pot. So now this is the food that's already cut up. This consists of extra pumpkin, chocho, turnip, yellow yam. Cut them up small because of soup. I want them to be spoon size. Okay, now make that cook for the next half an hour. Then we're gonna come back and finish seasoning the pot. Cover it up. Alright, so now I'm seasoning the pot. I'm putting in, I put up 4 stalks of scallions, and what I did, I split them down the middle. I'm gonna add in a Scotch bonnet pepper, an 8-ounce cup of frozen mixed vegetable. Okay, I want to say about a tablespoon of the vegetable season that also give the soup a good flavor. So now the pot season. This is all the chicken foot soup so far. Have a look. Make that continue go on cook down. By time the food cook, trust and believe, if you make sure that your fire is not on high. A lot of people like to cook with their fire on high, especially if it's soup, because they figure nothing is burning. But what I noticed that you get more flavoring by taking your time cooking the pot. So what I'm going to do is turn the pot down on medium high. I'll make it continue simmering. More, just put it up on high for it to boil, and then once it start boiling, then I'm gonna turn it down to medium. And this time, once I turn it down to medium, I'm going to let the soup continue cooking for another half an hour. Let me come back and check on it. And trust and believe me, adding in the food and all of that is not going to mash out as long as the fire is not up high. Alright, so chicken foot soup. So chicken foot, see how the skin look like it's separating from the foot, and also again the meat is pushing up away from the bone. That lets me know that the chicken foot is cooked. I have some pumpkin still cooking. These pumpkin is what help to give the soup this pretty look. So I like to put in a lot of pumpkin when it comes to me making chicken noodle soup or chicken foot soup, because one of the things that I pay attention to for the soup to look enticing to me is also the coloring. So as you all can see, the coloring looks almost like the sit where you sip on pictures, right? Me know. Them say self-praise is no recommendation, but I just some. Okay, so the chicken foot soup has been cooking for about an hour and a half. Complete. It is ready. I hope it doesn't look scary, but for those of us Jamaicans know that this is how the soup is supposed to look. Now just heads up, this is the same way if you wanted to do chicken noodle soup. It's the same instruction, same ingredient, other than the chicken foot. You just use like pieces of chicken, like the chicken tenders to me is a lot more tender when you cook it. It doesn't tend to dry out. Or you can use chicken parts. It's up to you which part of the chicken that you want to use. But the chicken soup is ready. Let me go ahead and turn off the fire. As you can see, and this is my chicken part, and this is my chicken foot. And let me see now how my visitors are going to enjoy my chicken foot soup.